Arabic Alphabet for Beginners. Lesson 1. Introduction. The Arabic alphabet consists of 28 letters. In addition to these 28 letters, we have 8 characters in the Quranic script. The Arabic alphabet is written and read from right to left. Another characteristic of the Arabic language is that there are no uppercase and lowercase letters. And the last, but no less important rule, a letter that has no sign is not read. We can divide the letters into 2 groups: by reading and connecting. These categories are very important. Upon reading, the letters are also divided into 2 groups: soft and strong. As the name suggests, some are read softer, while others are read somewhat larger and stronger. Why is this group important? One sign is read differently when it is above a strong letter, and differently when it is above a soft letter. Of course, we will learn about all this in detail in later lessons. Now, let's see how we divide the letters by connecting. As in the first case, we have 2 groups here: the letters that connect only to the right, and a group of letters that connect on both sides. This group is also very important, so when learning each letter, we will explain and learn well whether the letter belongs to the group of soft or strong letters, and whether it connects on both sides, or only on the right. Let's look at letters that are related in form and those that are related in reading. In the first group, we see that all 4 letters have an identical form. They look like a small boat, but the last one is deeper. We see the difference only in the number of dots and the place where they stand. Let's look at another group of letters. Here we see letters that are completely identical in form. The first has no dot, the second has above, and the third below the letter. The only difference between these is that one has no dots, and the other has 3 dots above. These 2, apart from the number of dots, are also different in that the last letter is a little deeper. And finally, there are groups of 2 letters, where the first has no dot, and the second has a dot. Now, let's look at letters that are related to reading in English. We see that we have 3 Arabic letters for the letter Z. In Arabic they are 3 different letters, so we have normal Z, soft Z, and strong Z. The same is the case with the letter S. In Arabic, there are 3 variants of reading that letter, and they represent separate letters. So we have normal S, soft S, and strong S. We also have 3 Arabic letters for H: sharp H, rough H, and normal H. We have 2D, 2T, and 2K. As we can see, there are many templates that help us to understand and learn the Arabic alphabet easier and faster. Now, let's say something more about the signs in the Arabic or Quranic script. We said there were 8 of them. What is important to learn is that signs cannot stand alone, but must be carried by a letter. So, the word form has to look like this. First, we write and read some letter. We said that letters are consonants. Then, we write and read what sign that letter carries. Signs indicate vocals. To make you better understand, we will look at an example. This is a letter called ta and means the voice of T. Above it we add a sign called
فتحة
which denotes the short vowel.
E
We'll read this as
T.
Of course, we will do all this in separate lessons, and now I am trying to explain to you what formula is used to write and read the Arabic alphabet. To better understand it, we will compare it with English. Take for example the English word minute. As you can see, I marked the consonants and vocals with different colors. That is, letters and signs in Arabic. In English, as we know, both are written in the same line, one by one. Now we will write the word minutes in English letters, but according to the Arabic language system. The first letter is the consonant M. We will also write an Arabic letter that means the English letter M. The next letter in the word is vocals I. But we will not write it after the letter M. We will write it below it, because in Arabic the sign for vocals I always stands below the letter. Here we add the sign for I below the letter, that means the letter M. The next letter in the word is the consonant N. We will write it in line with the previous consonant M. We will add on the other side a letter in Arabic, that means the English letter N. So, we see that consonants are written one after the other, in a line. Now, we will add the next letter, and that is vocals U. It, like the previous vocals, will not be placed after the letter N, because this line is intended only for consonants, in the Arabic case of the letter. So, we will add vocals U above the letter N, because the sign for vocals U in Arabic always stands above the letter. Here, we add a sign for U above the letter N. The next letter is the consonant T, and you have probably already learned that we will write it in a line, in addition to the previous consonants M and N. We will add an Arabic letter, which corresponds to the English letter T. And finally we add the last vocals E, of course above the letter T, because the sign for vocals E is always written above the letter. And, here on the other side, we will add a sign for short vocals E above the letter that corresponds to the English letter T. As you can see, the letters M, N, T, and the Arabic letters on the other side, that correspond to the letters in English, are in the same color and in the same line, arranged one after the other. Vocals I, U, E stand below or above the letter that carries them. On the other side, where the Arabic letters are, the vocals signs are also below or above the letters that carry them. To conclude, in Arabic, letters are written next to each other, and vocals are above or below a particular letter. Here we see what it looks like in this example. So much for this first lesson. In the next lesson, I will explain the first letter and the 3 basic characters for short vocals.